go to my page and share from my page. You can share to your page.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. We're already live. We're live right now. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Thrive Talk on Tuesday. It's always on Thursdays, but I'm trying to switch over to Tuesday. So little by little, I'm pushing over to Tuesday. But hello to everyone. And I'm here with Dean Forbes, and we will get started soon. Let's wait a few minutes for people to start getting on. And in the meantime, we could just share. So I'm going to share to, let me see. Let's see. I don't see anyone on there, so it's weird. Okay, there. Let me see. Hey, Raymel, how are you? Raymel, this is an awesome today. Yep. Let me share. I'm going to give it a couple minutes for some other people to come on. But today we have Dean Forbes here. Dean Forbes is going to have a really, really awesome event happening this weekend, a free event this weekend that we're going to be talking about today. And it's for exactly like the type of people that are in Circle of Champions that are creating impact every day with your lives and with your story and all of that. He's all about storytelling and increasing your impact and increasing your income as well, because as you increase impact, you increase impact, but it's really mostly about the impact. So I really want all my champions to be here, to listen, and to be part of this. And I started doing that while I was sharing. So let me get back on here. All right.
I thought I saw a few people on there ready to go. Fired up.
Yep. All right. So if this is the first time you and I meet, guys, my name is SARAI NAMMUR from Trinity Community Mental Health Center. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm also the founder of Circle of Champions Worldwide. My passion is to help people overcome their traumas, their pains, and their adversities, and repurpose that into your passion. So that's what Circle of Champions is all about. Everyone that's attracted to Circle of Champions that comes is in their own way a champion. And here on Thrive Talk, what I do is bring to you stories of people who not only overcome and not only create impact in their life, but they're also creating impact in other people's lives and in the world. So that's my way of sort of like pushing away the negative talk of the news, because the news gives you all the bad stories, but I want to give you all the good stories. I want to give you the stories of people who do great things in the world. So I'm super excited to have Dean Forbes here tonight. I'm going to let him do his introduction, but he is definitely, we spoke very little. I actually just met him, I think it was a week ago, because this week so many things have happened. So we met a week ago, and he's just someone with so much energy, and he's very dynamic, super smart, and he has so much to give. So we sort of put this together so that you guys could get to know him. He's also new at Circle of Champions, and I know there was very short notice today for this live, but I'm sure people are going to be watching on the replay. And if you are, stick here because you're going to get his 5 KBIs, and let me key 5 key performance indicators for all anyone that's trying to create impact, and any thought leaders that are out there. These are the 5 key performance indicators that he's going to give to us. On top of that, he's doing a free event this Saturday that I really think everyone should be at. I'm going to be there. It's going to be really awesome. So I'm going to let you do your introduction, Dean.
Well, thank you, Sarah, so much. You have a lot of energy, which is great. I love that. And I don't normally do my own intros, but look, here's what I want to do tonight. Your story is about creating impact and helping people through trauma and helping them get over certain incidences in their lives that were turning points or pivots for them, whether they went to the dark side or the light side, to the low side or the high side. And obviously your game plan is about pivoting to the high side, about pivoting to the light. So I thought about that, and when I thought about what my introduction should be, it's not about the accolades, but it's about the journey that we've all been on to create impact into our lives and in the lives of the people that we're here to touch. So what I want everyone out there listening right now, whether they're hearing it now on the replay, is that I've spent the better part of the last 2 decades fired up and obsessed every single day about making an impact that matters on the people I touch. And up until recently in my career as a coach, as a trainer, as a leader, as a director, as all the hats I've worn, I've never really boiled down what I did into a kit, if you will, to give to people. And only recently, maybe like a year and a half ago, I started to do that. And the thing that I realized was that most of this, I'm just going to say it, most of the learning that you'll get out there, a lot of it is either abstract or it's 30,000 feet looking down. But a lot of it is not getting under the surface of what really makes people tick and how to get them crystal clear on what they actually need to do to get beyond their trauma. And when you talked about trauma, I wanted to talk about the trauma of self-sabotage and why the 5 KPIs are so important to that is what I want to talk about. You know,
great.
When I say self-sabotage, what I mean is you have an incident happen in your life, or you're from a certain environment, or your parents were a certain way, or you came from a different place, or you have a language barrier, or you have a handicap, or you have something that happened in your life that makes it seem like you're supposed to not be good enough or not be what you're supposed to be. And what happens a lot of times is we allow those stories to actually take over and continue to negative stack all the things that happen in our lives. And without realizing that we're the ones actually fueling that story with the story we keep telling ourselves.
Yes, yes.
So
yes, exactly. We start owning the identity. We start owning that identity.
It's not ours, right?
Committed to it. Then we become super committed to it and we become it. It's just changing our mind.
Yeah, you become super committed to that thing and you say, oh, well, yeah, that's obviously who I am. And
right.
And that brings up a really interesting story where I was in a room full of beauty professionals at one point. I was on stage, and everyone out there, if you're listening to this right now, if you hear this on a replay, pay attention to this one point. Actually, if you get nothing else from this, listen to this one. And I actually said in the room, I said, one of the key things that's holding you back right now is because you're not able to separate who you are from what you do. And I said, all the successful people I know, the truly successful people who have achieved what they wanted to and are fulfilled with what they do, they know how to separate who they are from what they do. And somebody said, well, what does that mean? And I said, well, at the end of the day, you need to realize something. Who you are at your essence is an amazing, unstoppable human being. You can accomplish anything in life. Mm-hmm. What you do is about how well you act to align yourself with that perfect spirit of yourself. And I'm talking about everything you do. She said, well, I'm a mom and that's who I am. I said, no. You're a mom. That's something you chose to do. Right. And I have to tell you, she went ballistic inside this program with everybody because she could not believe I had the audacity to tell her that a mom is not who she is.
Right. And the flip side of that is true as well. The flip side is when we do something that isn't that's out of character, it doesn't include who we are either.
It's not who you are either.
Right.
That's how it came to light when I said I used what you just said, SARAI. I mean, great minds think alike. What you just said is exactly how I not turned it on her, but got her to see the light. Where I said, well, I don't remember her name right now, but I said, man, honestly,
well, she'll come after you if you say her name. Don't even say her.
Yeah, right. I said, right now, even the way that you are reacting right now, this is not who you are. Right. And she said, right. You don't know me. I said, I don't need to know you to know that this right here is not who you are. It's a representation that you're giving us right now, but who you are is an amazing human being, capable of anything that you could possibly dream of. You chose to be a mom. I think that's awesome. I'm 100% sure you're an amazing mom, but you didn't have to choose to do that. Many people don't choose to do that. You chose to do that.
And that's incredible. It's true what you said. I think when we first met, we started talking about like energies and like mind. And this whole week, it's like everyone I speak to, we're all on the same wavelength. We're all talking about, that we're born for greatness. And that's so cliche to say, but it's so like the human potential is so incredible, and we think we can't face things that we totally could face that times 1,000. And we tell ourselves this story that isn't true at all, whether it's the story you just said or the story of I can't handle this or whatever it is. And then we believe it to be true. When in reality, we're so powerful. We're so incredibly powerful. And we don't even know it until we're faced with a challenge that reveals it to us. And that's why it's so important to have hard times. It's so important to have adversities and trauma and all of this. It's because it reveals to us our true strength. And then through that revelation, we are an example to others, which is why we do Thrive Talk. So
that's exactly right, SARAI. And it was Bill Gates that said that success is a lousy teacher, because it makes the person who's successful believe that they can't fail or that they shouldn't fail. And then they end up having this false sense of security. And I totally get what he meant by that. So it's really important to understand that who you are is a totally different element as to what you do. What you do is just trying to align with that amazing essence of who you are. And which just leads me into talking about the 5 KPIs. And here's how I want to start that by saying, when it comes to separating who you are from what you do and understanding why these 5 KPIs are so important. And by the way, guys, just so you know, if you're listening, these may come to you in a different way. This is just the way I've broken it down, and the science that I've seen proven to work for me and everybody else I've ever coached, okay? I'm the guy that came from really great parents. I don't have any really major family trauma, if you want to talk about that. But here's where my trauma comes in. You take a kid who's 12 years old, who is essentially a prince in the country he comes from. I'm from Jamaica, where my dad was a principal of a prominent school. So if you don't know, in Jamaica or in any British colony, if you will, education is like the pinnacle of all excellence that you could possibly achieve. So my dad's like a mayor, essentially, of a town. That's how they treat him. So I was treated like royalty in Jamaica. Now, I don't know what got into my parents' mind to think that, okay, come to America, it's a great opportunity for your kids, blah, 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 whatever. But you pluck a kid that's 12 years old, who's having the time of his life, and you drop him smack dab in the ghetto in the middle of Brooklyn, New York, and say, okay, this is your life now. I mean, talk about trauma.
That is trauma. That is trauma. I was born in Brooklyn, but I'm not from Brooklyn. But I was there.
And by the way, I lived in East New York, Brooklyn, by the pink houses. That's where I grew up. Okay.
That is trauma. That is so traumatizing for a prince.
Yeah. So you think? I mean, think about Coming to America, the movie. This is exactly what this was like. And so at the time, as a 12-year-old kid, I don't know that this is a better opportunity for me, or even give a you know what. I'm like, no. Where I'm from, everybody knows who I am. They know my name. They step out of the way when I walk down the street. That's Mr. Forbes' son. You need to give him what he wants and be out of his way. I come here. Nobody cares about who I am, or even they don't give a crap about who I am. They couldn't care less. So I go to school, and then there's the teasing of go back where you came from. It's the banana boat man. You are, prisoner of colors. All this stuff. And you want to know what made my trauma even worse? Okay. My dad, when he came here, he had to redo a few things in order to get back to the status that he had in Jamaica because of the different systems or whatever. So he was like a substitute teacher, and he came to my school to substitute in my class.
Oh my God.
Now, my dad's the type of guy that used to dress like a Jamaican doctor, which means the button down shirt that you don't tuck in. It's like kind of like what a doctor would wear, with the 2 pocket protectors right here, straight up bell bottoms like you've never seen before in your life, with those shoes with the heel on it.
And you're like, please don't say you're my dad. Please don't say.
Exactly.
Everybody know.
And he came to school, and he was a substitute teacher in my class. And the first thing he does is says, "Oh, by the way, that is my son right there." And I'm like, "Oh my God." So of course, I mean, I love my dad. My first hero. He's like the most brilliant guy that I know. But this was a terrible time for me, like really traumatic. It's funny now, but back then it wasn't so funny, as you can imagine.
I was gonna say we're laughing about it, but it wasn't funny for
it was not funny. I mean, it took a minimum of 2 years to really get past that whole thing in junior high school.
Of course.
And I had to a lot to overcome that. Now I'm gonna make this long story short. Fast forward to having a good home life with my parents. Making sure that I had the confidence that I needed and stuff. But then going to school and either getting beat down, threatened to get beat down, and all type of stuff was not fun. So from the start of being in school, I had to find a way to like stand up for myself. And the only way I knew how to do that was with the words that I was taught by my dad. So I was able to diffuse situations with my words all the time. You know, I was able to turn around situations by using my words. I was able to negotiate my way out of trouble or getting beat down. You know, I remember this one time, this kid wanted to fight me after school at 3 o'clock. You know, like this was like a real thing. And at lunchtime, everybody would be in the lunchroom. He wanted to fight. And I went up to him and I said, hey, you know, I hear you want to fight me at 3 o'clock. And I said, you know, I'm down for that. We could totally do that. I said, but honestly, if you think about us fighting, what are people coming for? They're going to come and watch us destroy each other. This is what I'm telling this kid, right? And I said, but what if? I said, you know how to fight, right? He said, yeah. I said, I got a few moves myself. I said, what if we taught the kids how to fight? Like if they got bullied, like you think people would like want to see that? He was like, yo, what are you talking about, man? I'm gonna kick your, you know, I'm gonna kick your, blah, 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 blah. I said, look, man, I know you could do that. I know you could do that. But honestly, think about this. What if it was your brother? And you know what? He had a brother, a younger brother in a different school. And through that conversation, he actually said to me, say, you know, you got heart. You got heart. I'm down for that. And we actually did like a little sparring session after school showing other kids how they should fight if they ever got bullied. And I was scared, you know what, but it worked. You know? So I discovered my gift for
influence
around and influencing people at a very early age. Okay? So why am I telling you that? I'm telling you that because when you fast forward to me having my career and going to school, one of the things that my dad especially always said is that I need to finish college, I need to go to school and all that. Well, guess what I didn't do? I didn't finish college. I got a 2-year degree. And when I got the 2-year degree and decided I wanted to go work, my dad was like, I am so disappointed in you. You could have done so well. And you're always in a Jamaican accent, right? You could have done so well and you decided to quit school. This is ridiculous, Dean. And I didn't know what to do with that, but I knew that I was meant for something else. I was meant for something more. This was not for me to sit in school for 4 years or whatever. And it took about 4 to 5 years till 1999 when I went to my boss at the time and I said to him, I said, I just got a phone call from someone. They said basically that their friend is hiring on Wall Street. Do you think I could do it? And he literally said to me, this is my boss. He said to me, he said, first of all, you don't have what it takes or the education to work on Wall Street. And if you try to get that job behind my back, I'll fire you.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what he said to me.
I bet that's all you needed to go get the
yeah, he screwed up when he said, if you try to do it behind my back, I'll fire you.
Yeah, I know, I get you.
Yeah, and I'm not the kind of guy that likes to do stuff behind people's back, you know, especially when you're akin to them. But obviously, he was not in this for me. So I ended up going on the interview anyway, and I scored the job on Wall Street without a degree, working next to people like of the likes of like Michael Bloomberg and all the people that worked for him at the time. And I remember calling my dad and telling him the news that I got this job on Wall Street. My first thing my dad said, Dean, how did you do that? You don't have a degree.
I'm like, you have his voice in your head, and now it's like coming out.
In my head. I do have his voice in my head. And I said, Dad, you know what? The truth is, I find ways to create and deliver value for people. And that's why they call me. That's why they want to be in relationships with me. That's why they want to work with me. I said, I really believe that this is what I'm really good at. So that whole thing from working on Wall Street, which ended after 9/11, I went to go work on my own after that. And once again, I was in that rut. And then I got another phone call from someone that said, hey, you know what? My friend at this beauty company is hiring. Maybe you want to go work for him. And this was, I can say it was L'Oreal, you know, that small beauty company right there.
Right.
And I went to go work at L'Oreal. I got the job. Story for another time. What's important is I started in finance when I was at L'Oreal in 2003, but most of the action and all the, if I can say it, all the pretty girls worked in marketing at the time. So I wanted to go work in marketing. But somebody in finance said, Dean, you can't work in marketing. I said, well, why not? He said, well, it's just not done at L'Oreal. You don't transfer from finance to marketing. It's just not done. We don't do that. It's like, well, why? you just don't have what it takes. You can't go to market. Well, yeah, what do you think happened?
Again. Again.
Yeah. I found a way to create and deliver value to someone in marketing that it meant a lot to. And they were like, you know what? We need to work with this guy. We need to bring him into marketing. So I went to marketing. Same story happened when I went to work in sales. So here's my point. My point is that I didn't know then what I was actually doing to create this kind of momentum in my career that just took me from one place to the next and each stepping stone. And by the way, for everybody out there listening, here's what I want you to know. You have your own situation going on. You got your own trauma going on. I'm not telling you this to say, oh, look at me, look at me. I'm telling you this because regardless of what you have going on, here's what you have to remember. I was working next to people from Brown and Columbia and New York University, all of those people, and I was making the same or more than the people that were working next to me, okay? Why was that the case? The reason for that was because of how I set myself up each and every single time not to self-sabotage what's going on with me. That is how it happened, which brings me to the 5 KPIs. And Sarai, if you're ready, unless you want to ask me a question, we could get into the 5 KPIs of how I actually do this over and over again.
We'll do that right now. And so the lesson in that is to not self-sabotage. Say it again, not to self-sabotage.
Exactly. Don't self-sabotage yourself. Don't self-sabotage your greatness. Don't sabotage your, the stuff that you were born with, the stuff that you can do. And by the way, don't ever let somebody tell you that you can't do something. Most of the time when people tell you you can't do something, it's because they believe they can't do it. And they're projecting that onto you.
And you know what? That's funny because that's why I said, and I bet you went and did it, because that's the same way I ended up owning my agency. I was a clinical director at another agency, and the owner told me, let's open an agency because you can't do it by yourself. You don't have what it takes. And within a week or two, I was like, what? I went and I just went and rented a place and I started doing things. And
Nice.
That's been 14, 15 years since then. So
Love it.
with 4 KPIs, and the KPIs are again.
First one's intention.
Okay.
Okay. So the first KPI is intention. Now, do we have anybody actually watching right now?
Yeah, there are people watching, and the people that are watching are actually coaches. And
so what you see right now,
KPIs are 5 key performance indicators, people. That's what they are.
And if we got people watching right now, what I want you to do is put some fire signals down there in the chat so we can see them that you're ready to get fired up, because I'm gonna change your world right now. I'm gonna change your world right now. So I want you to empty your minds, and I don't want you to have this thing in your head that says to myself, oh, I do that. No. What I'm telling you is I practice this so much. I've been doing it for over 15,000 hours, and I still practice on a daily basis to make sure I stay in line with these tenets. It's not something that you just wake up and you do all the time, because that's how you self-sabotage, by thinking that you're doing it. You need to be aware of it every single time. So if you're ready for this fire, I'm going to bring it to you right now. Okay.
Everybody's putting fire.
I see something. Provoke Coach. I like that. Provoke Coach. She's putting on fires.
He'll be on Thursday. Provoke Coach will be on Thursday. Oh, there goes my son.
All right. So the first KPI is intention. Now, why is intention so important? Every single day when I get up, I actually set my intention for the day. See, if you don't set your intention for the day will set it for you.
Exactly.
Let me say that again. If you don't set your intention for the day will set it for you. If you want to stay proactive on your priorities, if you want to stay away from distractions long enough to get your stuff done, you need to set your intention for the day. And normally for the day, I will set myself 2 intentions. What are the 2 things that I must accomplish today, no matter what else happens? And I'm talking about even if I get into a little argument with my girlfriend, which has happened before, even if I miss something great that was happening, I miss one of the lives or whatever. There are 2 things that I got to get done, and then I can get into that. So write that down, folks. The first KPI is intention. Set your intention for the day. Otherwise, the day will set it for you. Okay.
I typed that up, and that pretty much means like becoming clear on what you want. So do you have that like a week ahead? How do you do that? How do you know what you want that day?
So I do everything month, week, day, every single time. It's month, week, day. I have a journal. So here's my journal right here. I can show you real quick. Let me just show you one of the pages that's in here. So look, Can you see that?
Yes.
So you see how it says month, week, day?
Mm-hmm.
I'm writing down this is my Better Life journal. Okay. So I really do set my intentions. I mean, and if you look at this journal, by the way, it's written in on like every page that you can possibly see.
And when you said this is my Better Life journal, do you mean your Better Life journal?
No, what it's called the Better Life Journal. It's something that I got from Dean Forbes Media. But this is a Better Life Journal. And so inside of it, I'll write down my intentions. I breathe them into life every day when I get up. So I'll breathe in the bed before I get up. I'll take some deep breaths. I think of 2 things I'm grateful for. And then I set my intention on 2 things minimum that I need to get done today.
And guys, I know that we just said that like super quick, but what you're saying is so important, because if you don't know your target, then you're just aimlessly going nowhere.
Nowhere, exactly.
Life is happening regardless. Life is going to keep happening regardless. So the difference between having an intention and not having it is that you're in the driver's seat to what's going to happen to you. Because if you don't set the intention and if you don't know what you want out of your day, life is going to happen to you, and you're going to be a victim to what happens as opposed to directing what happens. So
exactly.
That is super important. That's the most important one. That's perspective.
You gotta set the intention.
That's why it's the first one. Number 2.
Number 2 is immersion. Now, why did I come up with immersion? I have coached people so often when it comes to their craft and what they do, and I say you need to get obsessed with this thing that you do. You need to get obsessed with your gift, obsessed with your passion, obsessed with your purpose. Why? Every successful person, I don't care who you're looking at, they are completely and totally immersed in what it is that they bring to the table. They don't get distracted by stuff. So here's what I'm saying. One of the biggest lies you've ever been told in your life, when you sit down, especially in corporate, they'll sit you down for your review and they'll say, hey, Dean, you know what? You were great at these things all year, but here are a couple of weaknesses that you need to work on. That is a lie. You don't need to focus on your weaknesses. You delegate or automate those. What you need to do is focus on your superpower and keep working on your superpower to make it even more super. That's the truth. All the successful people you know focus on their superpowers. Okay, that's what I mean when I say immersion. I'm talking about being willing to get completely immersed and obsessed in what you are all about. I get up every day to make an impact that matters. And believe me when I tell you, I am immersed in that process on a daily basis, whether I'm on social media, whether I'm talking to people outside, whether I'm with a client, and even when I meet somebody randomly on the street that I connect with. I'm looking for a way to make an impact. I mean, I literally am. It's just in my DNA, and that's what I'm doing. That's what I mean by
So your superpower is create impact. It's creating impact anywhere you can.
Anywhere I can. It's all about how to influence people to take massive action on the positive and progressive things that are going to move them forward in their lives.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
What comes up at the end of the day. So be willing to have total immersion on that thing. So that's the second KPI. Okay. So number 3 is integrity. Now, this one, take a deep breath. And I don't want to offend anyone in any way, shape, or form.
People.
Take a deep breath, people. My dad has said this to me before. He said, Dean, you know, integrity is a very funny thing. I said, that what do you mean by that? He said, integrity, either you have it. Sorry, did you hear me? You still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. He said, Dean, integrity is a funny thing. Either you have it or you don't. There's no in between.
Right.
So integrity comes from you being true to yourself and not lying. That's number 1. Number 2, always act with only the best interest of those you are charged to serve. Every time. Nothing comes above that. If it's not a win, it's win-win or walk away. It's win-win or go home. It's win-win or no deal. You have to find a third alternative. Something that says your idea and my idea, maybe if we put them together, we both win. Not somebody wins a little and somebody loses a little. No. Integrity is always acting in the best interest of the people you're charged to serve. Now, when I said I didn't want to offend anybody on this, what I mean is search your soul, look in the mirror. I've had breaks in my integrity many times, even small ones. Okay, so I'm admitting this to you guys because I am not perfect. I know that my spiritual self is perfect, but the man has flaws. Okay, and I've done things where I was able to justify. I was nice enough. I did enough, you know, to cross that bridge or whatever the case might be. But the truth of the matter is, when the cracks come in the integrity, here's the other thing that integrity really stands for: being willing, able, courageous enough to admit that you were cracked in that moment and going back and fixing it.
Yes, that's good. That's good.
Okay? Because you're never going to be able to walk the walk perfectly. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. But you have to be willing to own that. Own it and do something different next time. And if you can walk it back and fix it, walk it back and fix it, damn it.
Yes, exactly. And you get so cracked if you go back and fix it. You actually come out better.
You actually come out better. Yeah. So integrity. So what I want to see right now, everybody, throw some fires up if you get me on the integrity piece. Throw some fires up right now if you get me on the integrity piece. Okay, because that is a truly important KPI. Right there is integrity. Okay. So Sarai, anything to add on the integrity piece?
No, you did great. I'm letting you talk. Next is impact, my favorite word.
The number 4 is impact. Now look, impact is usually placed in the wrong place in this whole spectrum. Wherever you put impact in your life, impact is always placed in the wrong place. For me, it's in the number 4 spot, not the number 1 or the number 5 spot, because it is the thing that creates almost anything else that people actually want out of life, but not what people need out of life. It creates exactly what people want, the results, the effects, and everything else. So if you have intention, if you're totally immersed, and if you have integrity, the impact you're going to have is going to be, somebody just put it up, long lasting. Yes, the impact you're going to have is going to be far reaching. The ripple effects of that impact, when you have those 3 in place, the ripple effect is unfathomable. You do not know or cannot know how far, how deep, and how wide your impact can actually reach when you have those 3 things in place every single time. Because what you're doing is you're leading from your heart. You're leading from your heart. You're acting and leading from your heart. Okay, you can make logical decisions all day long about what's good, what's right, what's wrong, in the whole 9 yards, but you got to lead from your heart.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it makes so much sense. I'm looking at the intention, immersion, and integrity.
Yes.
And 3 things is what carries the impact that you're doing. That's
precisely
awesome.
That brings the impact into play. And folks, number 5 is what we all want. At the end of the day, we want a fair price for the value that we give to the world, and that is income. So here's the thing. So number 5 is income. That's the 5th performance indicator. And number 5, the income is the measurement that tells us whether or not what we're doing is actually working the right way. Okay, that's what it tells us. It's just a measurement tool, and it helps us buy stuff to live in this physical world that we live in. That's fine. It's great. I love income as much as everybody else. Trust me when I tell you. But for me, income is in the right place. Most of the time, people lead with income, right? And say, the more income I have, the more impact I'll have. And if I can have impact, then I'll have integrity. And I'm willing to get totally immersed, and I'll let people know what my attention is. That's the problem. It's upside down, that funnel. It's intention, immersion, integrity, impact, and then income.
And that's why income is a performance indicator, because the income lets you know that you're doing things right, but it's not. It's just an indicator. It's not the target. So
it's not the target.
It's so important for everyone to. That point was like so amazing. Like, it's so true. That's what they always say, you know. And I follow Dean Graziosi, and Tony Robbins is the one that says. I've been following Tony Robbins forever, but that's what they talk about all the time. Is you focus on your what you're doing, on the value that you're giving to people, and you don't even need to look at the income. The income's going to be flowing in.
It's gonna come. You know, and you know, for all the people out there that are listening, for all your listeners here, Sarai, what I wanted to understand is don't disregard the tools or the resources or the people you will need to help you set things up the right way so that things flow the right way. You know, like, you know, whether it comes to worksheets or tools or marketing tools and this, that, and the third, all of those things actually work really well, especially if they have proven science behind them. The interesting thing is that most of the gurus you might even know are all talking about marketing and making money, or funnels and, you know, leading to money, or getting the ideal clients in the whole 9 yards. And the most important leverage you could ever hope to improve is what people forget to talk about, and that's impact factor. It's your impact. What kind of impact are you having on people? Are you going to be a one-trick pony? You're going to be a one-hit wonder? Maybe you'll get people to buy from you one time. How far is that going to go if you're not having an impact? If you're not giving value? If you're not able to influence and inspire massive action from people? How far is that going to get you if you're not really acting with integrity, where you're doing the best for your clients or the people you're trying to serve every single time? How far will it get you if you don't have that intention, if you're not totally immersed in that? You need to become obsessed with your craft, what you do, your purpose, in order to achieve not just your targets and what you want in your life. You help your people get to where they want to go, then you'll truly have fulfillment. You know, there are two pieces to success. That's the art of achievement and the art of fulfillment.
Yeah.
These KPIs gives you both those things when you follow them religiously. And I know that I do that.
And speaking to everyone out here, Clinton, Mansfield, which is Provoke Coach, Randy, Linda, Laura, everyone out here, Igdalia, all of you guys are people who are actually, you know, you're doing the work to create impact. You guys are doing it. And this is why I was so excited to bring Mr. Forbes, which has such an awesome name, doesn't he? I'm going to tell Dean Forbes. But Dean, I was so excited to bring him because he's doing an event on Saturday, and it's a free event, and it's basically for coaches and thought leaders who are trying to create impact or trying to make big things happen in the world. And I know all of you are. So that's why I was tagging everyone and everything, so you guys could see. And Linda, I know and some of you are just getting started on this. Some of you, like Provoke Coach, you're well on your way. But all of us, this is such a great reminder for all of us. And it's also a great starting point for those that are starting. And so I really want to encourage everyone to come to the event on Saturday. I think it's going to be awesome. I've only known Dean for maybe 10 days, but I'm already super impressed. I'm going to the event. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of value out of it. And I see your passion and just everything. You're also very organized and structured. I could totally see that because I've watched some of your lives too, and you're very structured, organized. So I'm sure what he's bringing is going to be gold. So if you want to add like a little bit of more information and knowledge into your little bucket, I think it'll be awesome to come on Saturday. Let me see. Is the event online? Yes, the event is online. But I'm gonna let Dean talk more about it. By the way, my lights broke, so now I have some other lights that are dimming, and I'm gonna turn my. Hold on, I need to go. But you could go ahead and start.
No problem. I'll tell her about it. Thank you, SARAI. She's awesome. By the way, SARAI and my niece, one of my nieces, have the same name, SARAI. And just so you know, so the event that's happening on Saturday, SARAI said it was free. It started out to be free, but now it's actually $1. We're asking people to donate $1. And the reason we're doing that is because we want people to have some kind of skin in the game. I'm tired of seeing people do this free stuff all the time, and then people don't show up and whatever. So it's $1. And if you don't like what you get, we will refund your entire $1. No problem. It's not a problem at all. So here's the thing. It's expertmastery.com. We'll put it in the link. Actually, I guess I can put in a link right here, right? Can I do that?
Yeah, go ahead. Put it there.
So it's expertmastery.com is where you're going to go register. It's called Expert Mastery 2020, which is for all knowledge experts, speakers, and coaches to come and learn exactly how to scale their message. And you know, it says in under 24 hours, and the truth is, if you're like me, see, what I do is I drink programs. You know, I drink programs. I drink these things. I'll take a weekend and totally immerse myself in something that's supposed to take a month. I'll be done in 3 days because I'm nuts. So I don't know if you're nuts like me. So if you come to expertmastery.com, we're going to show you exactly how you can scale your message like that. There's just a few tweaks that you need to change in terms of how you show up to raise your impact factor so that people don't scroll by your content, so that they're listening to you when you open your mouth, so that your ideal client knows exactly who they're talking to and why they should engage with you. You're going to learn all that. And then my man, Jared, my good friend, Jared, you think I have energy? Jared has more energy than a jackrabbit on steroids. Okay. And he considers himself the social media energy expert. He knows everything there is to know about how you should move in social media to create more momentum, more excitement around what you do. And Jared's going to bring you that. He's got his old Build Your Brand cookbook. He is the author with his wife of Booty Sculpt, which is an exercise program that they completely launched on Facebook in a group. It's already done, I think, well over $1 million in just 2 years. Okay,
Booty Sculpt?
Booty Sculpt. It's called Booty Sculpt. Don't go to Booty Sculpt right now. He wants you to come to expertmastery.com. So, but anyway, I'm just telling you that this guy's awesome, and he's a young guy. You know, Jared's a young guy, but has a great story and a great background behind him. He and his wife actually have a 5-year-old, and they have 18-month-old triplets. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. I went to Nebraska to do some filming with him, and it was a nut house. But he's the man. He's going to be on with me. Actually, we're going to be on right there in the group of Expert Mastery Lounge. So seats are limited, guys. So go get your ticket tonight as you get off right here on this live. Go get your ticket and come hang out with us for a few hours on Saturday at noon. We're scheduled to go from noon until 6 if you guys want to. You know, we're really going to be giving away some crazy value. I'm actually going to do something at Expert Mastery that I have never done before. I've never even taught it online before. I've taught it to plenty of offline entrepreneurs, business owners, and beauty professionals and the like in the whole 9 yards. And I'm going to be actually teaching the 6 steps in the impact factor.
Ooh.
How you actually apply that. And you know, somebody told me that, you know, you shouldn't be afraid to put value out there. But just so you understand.
No, you should. I agree with that. I agree with all of that.
People pay me upwards of $5,000 a day to come in and do a workshop on this stuff.
Right.
Okay. So this is not,
guys need to go.
no joke stuff.
No, like we need to go. I'm going for sure.
This is no joke stuff, and I don't mind doing this because, you know, here's what I want to tell you guys. I wasn't even sure when I came online I was going to actually be helping knowledge experts, coaches, and speakers. I wasn't sure about it. I initially thought I was going to be helping people who want to create an impact in their lives and in their world. But you know what I noticed? When I look at our coaching industry, our beloved coaching industry, there are too many hacks inside of it, okay? There are too many hacks and quacks inside our industry that are really mucking it up for the people who really want to make an impact and really want to serve and really want to lift other people. And I'm sick and tired of them. I want to get them out. Now, see, my goal is to kick them out, and that's exactly why Jared and I decided to do this, because we were thinking, Dean, this is crazy. We can't do this stuff. I'm like, why? I said, look, we want to get these quacks out of here. We need to be giving people the stuff that they need to get and walk them through this process. And I mean, at the end of the day, look, if people want to continue to work with me, fantastic. If you think you could take what I'm teaching you right now and run with it and build an empire, by all means, go do it. Just do it with the right tenet behind you. Do it with the right integrity. Do it with the right intention. You know, be upright when you do this stuff, because this is important. And in a time like now, with what's going on in the world, guys, the world needs us more than ever right now. More than you can possibly imagine the world needs us right now. This is not just our time. It's our time to serve mankind right now.
Yes.
At a high level. At a high level. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it because I'm so obsessed. I'm so immersed.
Yes.
I'm so immersed. If you can't tell, I'm so immersed in this that I will not stand by and allow fellow coaches, speakers, and knowledge experts to walk down a road they don't have to walk down and do crappy stuff, give crappy messages, do crappy value, and set people up for failure. No, I want to set you up for success so we can set our clients and the people we're charged to lead and serve up for success as well. And that's the bottom line at the end of the day, period. Dropping them out.
Exactly. And you're doing this to help everyone help others. So you're doing the ripple effect. You're multiplying yourself, which is so awesome. And I'm so excited. I can't wait for Saturday to come. And I hope you guys all get to go. If you're going to go, like, put a 1 in there and let us know that you're going to be signing up and registering to go. I already registered since the first day we met. So I am super excited. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's good. I can see already that it's going to be awesome. And I haven't even met the other guy.
He's something else. I mean, look, he's got energy. You need to see what Jared has to bring to the table, because you're going to be so blown away by this guy. He's really an awesome guy, man. And so I want to thank you so much for allowing me to come on here and serving your audience, serving your people. It's been such a pleasure getting to know you. And we had a connection from the moment that I found out that you had the same name as my niece. So
I know. I know, that's funny. And thank you so much for coming also. Why don't you tell everyone where they could connect with you, like in where? Like, are you?
So the best place to connect with me, guys, is you can, go friend me on Facebook for sure. I'm currently working on like the new website and stuff that's going to come up with the impact factor and everything. But the best place you can actually connect with me is definitely on Facebook. You can messenger me if you want to. Hit me with a friend request. And that's it right now. If you're in Expert Mastery Lounge, you're going to have me all the time because I drop nuggets in there all the time. And we're going to do ongoing training inside the Expert Mastery Lounge if you come to Expert Mastery. And since we're on this, if you're still on here, don't tell Jared I did this. This is not a marketing gimmick because I'm not a marketer. But when you sign up for Expert Mastery, if you take the VIP package, we have a special offer for VIPs on our Sunday secret Q&A for anybody that signs up for VIP. So I'm just letting you know right now. So and I think the VIP package is $27 when you go to the website. But we're gonna announce, quote unquote, a surprise Q&A for Sunday the 15th, which is at noon. But it's only gonna be for the VIP folks that purchase VIP to come in. So if you do that, then you're going to be there to get the surprise. And trust me, this is going to be epic.
Well, now I'm wondering, did I get it? I don't know if I got it. Did I get the VIP?
You got it. You can still come. You can still come no matter what. I mean, you just brought me on your show here, so it's fine. You can still come. But it's going to be epic for what is going to happen at that.
Linda, Brandy, Provoke Coach, all of you guys, we all need to be on there. It's going to be so awesome. It's going to be so awesome.
Yeah. So come on through, guys. We'd love to see you in there. Let's get the energy pumping in our industry. I mean, if you don't believe this yet, believe this now. We are the ones that are going to win the day.
Definitely.
We're going to win tomorrow because we are needed more than you can possibly imagine right now. People are looking to drink from your well. You just need to be confident. You just need to open it up. And you know what? Even if you don't have the confidence right now, try to take some confidence from the people that are telling you, like me and SARAI and all the other leaders that are saying, hey, you have what it takes. Let us hold your hand a little bit. Let us hold your back a little bit. Let's send you some good vibes a little bit. Let's drop you some nuggets. Listen to that video. Do you understand that I listen to certain videos over and over and over again just to keep telling myself the right story? 100%.
I do that too. Everything you said, I do the same exact thing. I'm like, I'm obsessively. Were you on Were you on Dean and Dean and Tony's thing like maybe a month ago? I was the whole weekend in my kitchen jumping.
I was on there. I was doing that. And so, by the way, just so you know, I finished KBB. I finished the KBB course in like 2 weeks.
I know, that's what I do. I obsess with these. We're the same. That's what I do.
And then I watched it again. It took me 4 weeks to go through it again because I was going through it step by step. But I drank it in like 2 weeks. I drank it. I just drank it. I watched every night. Every night.
And it's not I start taking all these meticulous notes as if I'm going to read it. I just write it over and over.
Just write it all down. Yeah. I have a full book back there where I took notes and everything else, and I go back and look at that stuff all the time. I know. So I want everybody to know we're not telling you anything that we think you should go do that we don't do. This is the stuff I do all the time. I'm nuts. I'm telling you right now, I'm nuts.
Me too.
Do this all the time. I did. Sarai's nuts. I'm nuts. We're nuts. So when I'm saying do it.
By the way, hey, Idalia, he just dropped the link in there, so you could get the link. Well, actually, I dropped the link. It's Expert X. So I already dropped the link. Linda says I'm there, and it's gonna be so cool, so much fun. And guys, it's true what you're saying, because we are the voice of hope, and all of us know this because we're so I want to say enmeshed. All of us are like we're like this, but we are the voice of hope for everyone. I think that's what we are. I know that that's what I am, because anytime I post something, I get like messages of people saying I needed to hear this. And you're right. There's so many people out there, including even us, because, maybe when someone texts me and tells me that, that's something I needed to hear. And what you guys don't know, or maybe I'm going to say it now, is most of the stuff I write is I'm speaking to myself. So we are the voice of hope. We're the ones that are at least having the courage to go out there and either come out on a live, or write it down, or do something to impact other people. And I just think that it's our God-given responsibility to do that. Like, you have a gift, and what if you weren't doing this? Like, how many lives would you not touch if you weren't standing up and having the courage to do what you're supposed to be doing that your father didn't want you to do? Because who knows what you would have been. Numbers. Like, what a waste if you would have been doing numbers.
I'm so glad that you said that, 𝗖𝗏, because the truth is, and Dean and Tony always say this, you need to think to yourself how much of a disservice and a disrespect you'll be doing to yourself and everybody that you could have helped if you don't stand up and own your gift and serve the world with that. If you don't do that, you're doing everybody a disservice, including yourself, and that's a dishonor.
And I think we've all been assigned a certain group of people. Like Ida was on Thrive Talk. She told her story. So Ida, you're assigned a specific group of people that need to hear your story. Linda, who is my cousin, she has her own story, and she's been assigned to her, my little cousin, she has seizures. So Linda's going to help so many parents with kids with seizures, because 100%. Linda has saved her life. So she's going to do that. So we're all assigned a group of people that you might not even know yet. It might even be your own kids. You don't know who it could be. So it's, we have to stand up and do this. And what you're doing, Dean, is that you're the helper to us. You're helping us do it at a high level, and in a way, with integrity, like you were mentioning before, and at a very high level, so that our impact won't be just a little ripple. So it could be a tidal wave. It'll be a tidal wave of an effect. So, and by the way, I'm Cuban, so we're like right there next to each other, Jamaica and Cuba.
90 miles separates us. That's it.
Exactly. All right.
This is so awesome. Thank you so much, 𝗖𝗏. This is great. And I hope everybody out there really got some value out of this. I hope I was able to serve you. I can't wait to see you on Saturday. And this is going to be fantastic, guys.
Same. All right. Good night, everyone. Nice having you here tonight. I'm going to say bye to everyone.